Good morning, everybody. It's a cold and wet Sunday in New Zealand. And I've just been thinking about what's happening around the world, the backlash, the division. And I asked my guides if I opened the book called The Discourse and what pages and what page would I need to read today that would help us, especially me? And well, no surprises. It's the chapter called Peace for the World. And I'm going to start reading on page 130, halfway down. And I said to Alba, well, my spaceship is docking. I've got a very large fleet behind me and they're escorting me. They have escorted me. And I've got a long cloak on behind me, you know, like the Queen of England, and her ermine coat, and it goes all the way down to the ground. Well, mine is gossamer thin, and it's trailing behind me. I'm incredibly tall. I've got very long limbs. I've got 3 fingers, and well, I wouldn't say I'm crystalline or crystalline, but I'm glowing. I'm just glowing. The others are waiting for me because we have a council meeting in the Great Hall, and they come from all over the galaxy today. Actually, it's evening time, although there's no time. It's like twilight. They are emissaries. They're traveling in from their planets, from deep in the galaxy. This is the triad that we were speaking of in an earlier session. We are now in the Great Hall. We are assembling, and there's a projection. We're in a semicircle, and we are in, although we're in chairs, they are floating, and the tables are floating, and we are all looking ahead onto a big projection, and we're looking at the trouble from the other areas of our galaxy, those rogues, the rogue element, those ones trying to slip through the portals and the trapdoors. But at the same time, there's another screen playing of Earth and everything that's actually unfolding on Earth. But we have sent a collective energy from deep within the galaxy that is on its way to Earth because, as we said, this is a war for the souls of humanity for ascension. But luckily, we can see the rogues at the same time as we can see Earth. So we can see where the infiltration is taking place. And we know that by sending this energy that's coming to Earth, it's going to lift and change the photonic structure of everyone on the planet. And that is what you call having an ace up your sleeve. We've spoken about what happens when people awaken. What happens when they get a photonic structure downloads, which lifts the vibrations? We said disruptions. In the very first session with this one, we spoke about a destabilization in order to stabilize. I think, guys, that was session 166. I think that's what it was. Anyway, this is what we were talking about. For when people have the vibration and the frequency to higher knowledge, they can see the puppeteers. They can see the game that is being played. Then humanity will gain an upper hand. This is the disruption that's coming in. It's coming from the rogue element trying so very hard to stop the collective of humanity rising to a greater and higher consciousness. And that is why they are implementing protests. And this is why the economies are shutting down. They are trying to put the people into a state of fear. For when the people are in a state of fear, then they close themselves off to anything larger, anything out there, and they just put themselves into survival mode, and their energies decrease. But when a nation is housed when a nation is not hungry, when a nation has jobs, warmth, food, and security, then a nation has time to think. And the puppeteers do not wish the slave humans to have time to think. Too many were waking up. They've been watching your airwaves, your internet, your social media, and they are shutting down what you term lots of sites that talk about freedom and truth. For they do not wish this to reach the populace. For the more that are awake, the less grip they hold. So Albert said, but for those of us who are awake, it almost seems as if them shutting everything down is actually waking more people up. I said, well, we spoke about truth and conspiracy, and there are those that are asleep, that accuse those that are awake of conspiracy. And this is how the puppeteers have controlled for eons. We need to reach many more, for there are too many platforms that are being denied. So she says, okay, I'd like to talk a little bit about this wave that's coming in. Where is it coming from? I've heard that the sun has been emitting a lot of energy, and some are very sensitive and they can hardly sleep from all the energy. Is this the energy that you speak of, or is it something different? And my guide said, no, this is not the energy from the great central sun. This is fusion. This is fusonic energy, nebula, deep within the galaxy. This is an energy that you haven't experienced before on Earth. With this energy, it'll create not only internal disruptions, but external disruptions. Oh, she said, when you speak of disruption, sometimes people feel that it's negative. So what will these disruptions be? Are they planetary disruptions? Are they mental disruptions? So my guide said, we are showing this one the image of a married couple, and when they've had an argument, the argument's not pleasant. However, the issues that the argument brings to the surface or what makes that relationship healthy, because they're no longer hidden. They are not internal. They do not make the human bodies ill. So it bubbles to the surface, and so it is with a physical eruption. Many will see this as negative. Many will see this as disruptive and destructive. However, what it will do for humanity, it will bring humanity back together. It will give humanity a common cause. It will unite humanity as one. For all class distinctions, those who felt superior, those who felt inferior, will be equal. It will be the great leveler, and many systems will, change because of this. The bondage that you've lived under will fall away, and a new way of being and a new way of trading and a new way of bartering will take place. Humanity will hear themselves. Their sweetness of being will be there, displayed in a new way. This will be what is termed the golden era. So Albert said, is this golden era soon upon us? I said, Earthlings love timelines. They live for time. But we would like to say this is going to happen in a timely fashion. Okay, she said, very good. So we've spoken about trust, and I know these questions you gave us today were very important. But one of the questions I'd like to go through is a song that you brought up. That song was written by Cat Stevens, and it's The Peace Train. And you had said that music is a balm to the soul because it rests it. And we wish for you to study the words. So Alba reads out what Jill had sent her that morning from her guides. And what I had sent her was this: peace. There was a song about a peace train, and the one who wrote it is a master of his time. So we wish humanity to look upon those words, for those words are more important today than ever before. So guys, here are the words for the peace train. Now, I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be that something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come, because out of the edge of darkness, there rides the peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country. Come, take me home again. And it continues by saying, get your bags together. Go and bring your good friends too, because it's getting nearer. It soon will be with you. Now come and join the living. It's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer. Soon it will all be true. Now, I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? Because out of the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country. Come and take me home again. And I would like to say, oh, peace train, take this world. Come, take us home again. So she said, well, can you tell me a little about these words? Why did you want to bring this to our attention? We chose these words because they depict everything that humanity needs to concentrate on at this time. People love to climb aboard a new cause and a new process, and this time we want them to climb on board the peace train. For war serves no one, no thing, no country, and this peace train is the train that drives one, that one has peace inside one's train of thoughts. Is one's train of thoughts at peace or at war internally? And with the quickening upon us, and the quickening is the energy that is arriving. And we said once before, when it hits, it's like a wave. For some, it'll be a wild ride. For others, it'll be gentle. But if they are not on board the peace train, they will have a gentle ride, a gentle experience. And as they hold their stillness and their peace, it will emanate to another. For Alba, for the people you know in your life, those who are solid, who are quiet, who know who they are, who have a stillness, do you not find comfort there? She said, yes, because they had peace. The more people that get on board the peace train now make a smoother ride and a smoother transition for many. So that's all I wanted to say today is let's get back to peace. Give peace a chance. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Lots of love. Cheers.